Caputo was still standing. Thanks a lot for tuning in. It's been a little while since I did one of these video podcasts. I'll tell you, I've been really busy. I'm actually working directly in a congressional district, not working on the congressional race, but working with an assemblyman who's a New York State assemblyman whose district is directly within New York 27. New York 27 is up for grabs because the incumbent Republican congressman, even though it's a super red district, they call it R plus 11 over at the Cook Political Report. Even though it's R plus 11, the Republican congressman Chris Collins was indicted on insider trading accusations just a couple of months ago, right at the last minute, when it was too late for us to get another candidate. So Collins is running for re-election, and it's a really tough one. It went from R plus 11. He's actually nip and tuck now, about 3 percentage points, maybe 4. And because of that, the Republican assemblyman here, getting out his vote, actually helped get out the congressional vote and maybe help us keep the House of Representatives. It's tough, man. It doesn't really matter any way you look at it. Either you think that the Democrats are going to win the House of Representatives, or you think that the Republicans are going to keep it with just maybe 1 or 2 votes, or 1 or 2 House seats. And if it's 1 or 2 House seats, then I got to really help here in New York 27, which is why I've been so busy and I haven't kept you up to speed, up to date on my video stuff. It's a beautiful day here in this little village of East Aurora, New York. It's the reddest country you can get. It's like having a little communist cell, a little Ithaca right in the middle of a really red district. It's actually the most pro-Trump congressional district east of the Mississippi, and it's probably the most red congressional district in the Northeast. But still, it's up for grabs, which tells you everything about this season, this midterm season. I've been working really hard on this and other midterm details for 4 months. I've been involved with Steve Bannon's Citizens of the American Republic. Check that out. Also check out Bannon's new movie, new film, as they say, which is Trump at War. You can search that up on YouTube. Steve's offering it up free of charge on YouTube. An incredible film. But we're meeting every day, twice a day, talking about all these, up for grabs congressional races, including New York 27. And I'll tell you, it looks like if I were the Democrats right now, I'd be nervous. And since I'm a Republican, I can tell you I'm super nervous. I think the momentum is going our way. It was about 4 months ago. They said there were about 60 Republican congressional seats that were up for grabs. Typically during the midterm elections, the president who's in power loses control of one of the houses. The Senate looks like it's secure. It might still be a little bit on the bubble, but the House is really on the bubble. The Republicans are the ones surging, not the Democrats. But if you look at the polls done by the mainstream media, you look at the Senate, they say McCaskill's up in Missouri by 3 points. They say the governor's race, Gillum is up over DeSantis in Florida by 3 or 4 points. They say that, Beto O'Rourke is gaining on Ted Cruz in Texas, which I think is outrageous. Each one of these races is, I just can't understand the polls. They're an indication in Missouri and Florida and Texas that maybe these pollsters are out. And the real question is whether or not the Trump voters come out. People didn't think they were going to be out because the president wasn't on the ballot. That's why there were 60 votes up for grabs, 4 months ago. And now anybody who's smart, anybody I believe who's intelligent, is saying it's really, really 50-50. You could look at, the president's rallies. I don't think I remember any president in my lifetime who's done so many public appearances in so many contested areas as the president has, and he's still going to do more all the way to election day. His rallies are just filled with people, absolutely throngs of people. By the way, half of them are women. When people say that women, that the president has lost women, and that the Republicans running for their Senate and House seats are going to lose women as well. But you look at those rallies, and it's half women. So I don't know if you can really trust these polls, but if people don't go out to vote, if the Trump voters don't go out to vote, we've got a really big problem. Let me tell you another thing that's a problem. This past weekend, by all accounts, the Democrats have flooded the zone with people They've paid people to go and get on buses and go from New Jersey all the way to New York. And we hear in New York 27, the Democrat progressive candidate, Nate McMurray, was using paid canvassers to go door to door and get out the Democratic vote, because they have to get out the vote in order to take over the House of Representatives. There's nothing wrong with paying people to go door to door. It's absolutely acceptable in my opinion. And I think if the Republicans lose the House of Representatives, it's going to be because the Democrats flooded the zone this weekend with paid and unpaid people going door to door. That's how you win races, the get out the vote operation. And the Democrats, as usual, I think they're superior to the Republicans. And if we lose the House of Representatives, it'll be because we deserve to lose it. I mean, of course, the president in power is probably going to lose one of the houses that he controls in the Congress in his first midterm election. That's kind of a truism. But there's no reason we should be losing the House of Representatives under this president. The pollsters don't know who the deplorable voters are. They couldn't identify them in 2016. They're not identifying them now. But that doesn't mean that the Republicans should sit on their butt and not ship people in to do this get out the vote operation like the Democrats did. If the Republicans lose the House of Representatives, it will be our fault, nobody else's fault. And if you're listening to this and you are thinking about sitting at home on the couch and not going to vote, or not leaving for work early so you can stop at the polls, or not taking your lunch hour to go and vote, then you're one of the reasons why we're losing. Now, I'm working my butt off. I went door to door this weekend in the countryside here in New York 27 on behalf of Assemblyman DiPietro. I'm knocking on doors, talking to people. There's nobody too high ranking to go out and go door to door. There's nobody too high ranking not to get on the phone and dial up and get people to move out to vote. I've got a countywide official here in Erie County, up in the DiPietro campaign headquarters right now, making phone calls, taking a day off to make phone calls. Nobody's too senior to make phone calls. Nobody's too senior to go door to door. Call your family, call your friends, because the only reason that the Republicans will lose the House of Representatives is because we got outplayed by the Democrats. It'll be our fault and nobody else's. It'll be my fault. It'll be your fault. I've worked my butt off. I hope you've worked your butt off too. Thanks a lot for listening in. This is Michael Caputo in small town East Aurora, New York, on a beautiful day out here near Buffalo. The snow is coming, and I'll tell you what, if the Democrats take over, winter's coming, people. The freeze is coming. Don't let it happen. Vote red.